How you doing? What's up, guys? So today I want to try to go over a video on maybe some tips and tricks on how to kite better, and especially as a Resto Druid right now. The healing may not always be the best and be enough. So my always saying is it's better to avoid damage than it is to heal damage, right? There's some classes out there like you just physically, if you're sitting there and just eating the damage and trying to heal it, you won't win, right? So it's really important to be able to kite well and be in the right position so that you do not need to worry about healing that much, and you can survive all that manga burst that all you guys love to see. I know. So first off, I wanted to start off with a few things that are kind of important. A few things that are important to to the kiting is just two macros. You guys hopefully have seen these before. So you got to make sure you have a cancel form macro, which is literally just / cancel form, one word. And then this one here, which is / cancel form / cast wild charge. These are the two really important ones that you're gonna need to have to be really effective at kiting. Okay, that's the only two macros that I'm using here for this. Cancel form, if you guys are not familiar with it, is what it makes it able to you to shift off GCD. So like if I'm spamming cap form, for example, see how long it takes me to shift back out. But if I use my cancel form and I hit that right after I shift, check it out, I'm out already. The reason this is important is because if you're getting spam slowed, like a chains of ice, hamstring, disable from a monk, whatever it may be, if you can spam cancel form and keep shifting constantly, so like if I'm getting spam slowed, I'm shifting form and then shifting out, shifting in form, shifting out. So you're getting twice as many shifts as you normally would if you were not using cancel form. So that's another really important fact, so that you can just never get slowed. And then the other one is the cancel form wild charge. What that's useful for is for wild charging to teammates. Okay, this one is really important because for one, it's just a really fast, short cooldown leap or grip to your teammate. But another few things people don't realize about it. One, you can do it from any angle. So I've had many situations where I'm getting trained and I know where my teammate is, and I'll purposely run away from them and then leap towards them. So if this is my teammate here, I can actually run I can be in form too. I can be in bear form even. I'm running this way. I press that button. I'm back the other way, and now I can run behind a pillar or something, right? And then another thing is you can go through Z-axis with it. I don't really have anything to group up to here, but let's say I'm down. I don't have anything over here, but let's say I'm on the bottom of a bridge, right? And then my teammate's on the top of the bridge on like Blazes Arena, right? You can grip up to that. Don't forget you can wild charge to totems, you can wild charge to pets, you can wild charge to so many things. It's the best ability. If you're not comfortable with wild charging, definitely work on practicing that. That is the number one thing when it comes to kiting, is wild charge. I rarely use bear form charge, but cap form leap can be really useful. For example, another, you can apply this to probably hunters and mages now with their clones or whatever, and then windwalkers even with clones. A lot of times what you can actually do is use the Z-axis. I mean, this isn't really a Z-axis, but you guys can get the point. I'll jump off of a bridge, for example, or on Dalaran Arena, I can jump off the side, and then I know that he has a pet up top. I could leap up to the pet from that, right? So even if the player doesn't fall for your jukes, for example, you can actually still leap up to pets, you can leap up to totems, you can leap up to literally anything else. And then the last wild charge thing is using jukes with in travel form. So if in travel form you're able to kind of leap, for example, and then but you can do that off Z-axis all the time. I do it all the time. Just be careful. Some people might catch on, and then there's a little further tricks you can try to do with that. So the general one would be just I would usually try to get close to the edge before I do this, so that you have time to fake it, and try to drag out the jump as far as you can before leaping back, just so it lessens the degree that they might shift it, or they might not fall for it. But what you do is you're going to jump up in the air, and then once you're about, I've just gotten used to it at this point, but you can kind of test it out in practice to test out how far you can get. And then you're going to 360, you're going to 360 around with, I use right click personally, I 360 around, and then I leap back on. So if I'm getting trained, I can jump off, leap back, and leap back on. And a lot of times you can lose enemies like that. Works all the time, okay? And then there's another one, Do I actually show you in the video? Yeah, I'll actually show you in the video coming up. But that's kind of the gist on wild charge. Hope I didn't miss anything on that. And then there's just 2 other extra things. If you are Night Fae, it is so much better to kite. Okay, like substantially, because of you're able to have another, ability to kite. So if you need, soul shape, you can leap. If, for example, if you're trying to leap away from a target, they just have another gap closure. They charge you, they leap you, they shadow step you. You can just blink the other way now, and now you have another gap, right? The key to kiting is always countering, is always doing your best to force out gap closers before you use your mobility, right? So if warriors, you want them to charge you before you use anything. A survival hunter, you want them to harpoon before you use something. What are the ones? Death grip, shadow step. If there's any other ones. Monks are a little tricky. If you are facing a monk with that legendary that they like when they use their tiger palm, it charges you, kind of nothing you can do. But if they aren't playing that, it's still the same thing. You can use it off of rolls or, flying serpent kick. So what you want to do is always, general rule is just make sure that you do your best to force out that first. So whether it's just constantly shifting. So for warriors, for example, warriors are probably the best example for kiting, because you can do it pretty well, honestly. And warriors are so they can destroy you if they connect you. So what I would do if I'm getting attacked, I would generally just try to constantly I'm still doing my heals and whatnot, and then try to kite him the best I can while constantly shifting, and then I get enough space that it forces a charge. Once he charges, I leap, right? And now he can't catch me. And then if you cannot though, so there are some cases where you can't get that, you can't force out that charge. So what I usually do, if I can't do anything, I can't figure out how to get off them and I'm just dying, I can't really waste time trying to force a charge, is I use Vortex. You could either just straight up Vortex somebody, but odds are that's not going to do enough, because they'll get pulled back and they'll just charge you. But what you can actually do, that I do all the time, is wild charge leap, or travel form wild charge for that, so the leap, and then Vortex behind me. This might take a little bit of practice to get used to doing, but what I usually do is I jump, I press wild charge, and then I turn my screen, press Vortex on the ground, and then just keep going. Odds are this is going to be really quick for the warrior, and they might not, and usually they don't notice the Vortex, and they'll try to charge or leap into it. All right, so this is just an example how it goes. So I would, I'm running here, I'll jump, leap, Vortex behind, and then keep running. So now odds are the person's going to, use something. And even if they do, even if they don't use something, or if they do or don't, look at the distance that I just created from that. It's almost guarantees you, unless you're like, the other teammate's gonna stop you or somehow, it almost guarantees you to get distance and be able to top yourself back up. Really good to use that. And then just another side note is this tireless pursuit. I forgot about this one. Tireless Pursuit Conduit is going to be really useful. I hope to get it, I plan on running Corn eventually anyway, but if you have the Tireless Pursuit, whatever, Soulbind or Covenant you're running, this is just really good to additional. So how that works is when you shift out, you maintain the speed bonus for 4 seconds. So I'm just constantly just running at this basically travel form speed or cat form speed, because I'm always shifting. If I am slowed, I don't know what's something in my brain, but I have to shift it. I can't be sitting that. Because you never want to be caught in a bad position, right? So that is the general guidelines on that, I think. So if there's any other questions on that, please let me know. I probably missed something here or there, but I just want to give you guys a few visuals on what else you can do in a game. Let me show you this game first, actually. So this was a double Ret Paladin game. So obviously, if I am in there for more than like 2 seconds, I am dead. All right, so I end up vortexing here. I usually try to vortex off of my opener. They both bubble. These guys are little mongoloids. I end up using Soul Shape to get away from them. And then I had to NS as well. Okay, so this right here, if you guys see that, this is what you can actually do on Dalaran Arena. This is why I love this map. This is my absolute favorite map. You can do so much stuff with this little ledge. The best thing you can do is wild charge it. So what I do to get back up there, you can also do this on Tiger's Peak on those little ledges. You go travel form, you jump at the pinnacle of the jump, hit wild charge, and you should get up top. So I shift here, I end up shifting travel form, leap up top, look at that distance I just created. And then I'm able to just run out. Obviously these guys are just double horse me and just still chase me down. I just keep kiting, pressing stuff. Okay, here's another one here. So if you are Night Elf, you have another advantage. Using Shadow Meld restelts to get yourself a little like emergency distance. Like, dude, like right here, I have everything on myself. There's nothing else I can do. I can wait for Swift Man in 2 seconds, but there's literally nothing I can do at the moment. So I end up using Shadow Meld Rake to stun one of them and get one of them off me. I use Stampeding Roar. You know, you can cycle Stampeding Roar and dash as well. I try to get some more distance, and then I do. Yeah, so outside of that, you know, like if you know you're playing a class that's going to try to, you know, sit on you and train you the whole game, try to position yourself so that they can't get there in the first place, or it makes it difficult in the first place. So like with the warrior, make sure you're far enough away so that they have to charge to you, because if you know they're going to try to go you, so that they already wasted their gap closer, you could just counter it right on the bat. And I just want to show you guys one more trick here. All right. Is Vortex, right? Vortex is so versatile in the fact that there's actually a lot of little tricks you can do on the maps. So, I'll show you right here, right there. All right, so you can do this on, I believe this map. You can do it on Tiger's Peak, with the ledge again, and then you could do it on any map with stairs, right? With like a ramp. So like Blade's Edge has that ramp, Mugambala has the ramp, and I believe that's it. So what you do is you actually put the vortex so that the circle, I would probably move this over a little bit more. You want the circle as close to the bottom floor as possible, and make sure that the outside, you know, the radius of this circle here is up on top. So that means if this guy walks into this radius of the circle, in the green area, he is going to be pulled down, right? So you'll see here, I put the vortex there. I can tell that they get in the vortex by this buff. This is fly plate buffs, by the way, the add-on. Because of this, this works on any z-axis. The second they max out that vortex, it's not going to only pull them back, it's going to pull them down towards the circle. It always pulls to the circle. So it pulls them straight down, boom, I would have died otherwise, because I actually vortex the Hodge, which is actually insane. And then I do the same thing here. I try to rotate between vortexes and wall charge. I bait them down again. They follow me, I jump back up, I got distance again. If I was not kiting any of this, I would have died 100%. Yeah, that one. And then I just want to show you one more. This is another little trick you can do on what do you call it, on Blade's Edge. So again, be in a position that you know, if this warrior to get to me, he needs to use a gap closer to start. So that's always like kind of the position I want to be in. I believe where we get right here. Okay, so here, boom, charge. I didn't have wild charge at the moment, so I used soul shape. That's like the greatest use of soul shape. So now I have distance. He just gets off me. He doesn't even want to deal with it. Warriors are actually really, you know, really not too bad to kite. If you're having trouble living warriors, just try to kite. All right. Their damage is really high, and it's really hard to live it. And then there's one more jump I just want to show you guys here. I believe it's around. Okay, it was right here. So this is another trick you can do. You can do this on Blade's Edge and as well as Mugambala. Mugambala, you'd have to kind of do it like from the ramp and like go around to the top ledge. But here, this one works all the time. So you can do the one that I was showing you before where you jump off and jump back on. But this one works so much better for some reason, because even if they don't fall for it, you are so far away from them. The thing with the one where you jump off and jump back on is if they don't fall for it, they're right there. But this one can't fail. So I bait him to the edge over here. I jump off. You can, you know, this one, I can't believe I got it, to be honest. Usually I'm already in travel form, but I actually jumped off in cat form and was able to shift it. So I shifted travel form, leap back up top, and you can see there, warrior fell for it. He's down there. I 100% would have died otherwise, 100%. And that just gave me the distance to be able to, you know, top myself back up. And then, so I can get a position here. All right, so this is another one that I was talking about, you know, with the vortex. Another one you could do it with. So this one's a little bit tougher, but the vortex is the same idea. You could put the center of the vortex down on the side of this ramp, and make sure that the green is like, you know, about here, and just make sure they have to walk in there. You know, if this person's over here and you try to vortex here, obviously not gonna get them. They have to be pretty much on this wood plank. All right, and then you can do that. You can actually pull them down. And then let me get a different view here. Okay, a little bit back. Could also do it from distance. So I've actually had, you know, my partners, so like let's say I'm over here and my partner's getting trained on the middle, or vice versa. You could actually from distance throw this vortex on the ground here with the same theory, right? And then it could actually pull them down, create distance. Outside of that, I don't know if I had any more kiting on this one. But yeah, staying max range when you know there's an issue. See how he's trying not to charge me at this point. Here, I think I used Wall of Charge. I used a Shadow Melt Sun there. He ends up, because the fact that he charged, now I know I can use my leap. I do the same thing. Unfortunately, the aftershock actually stunned me in air. Otherwise, I would have juked him out again. But just rinse and repeating those things. Wall of Charge on 15-second cooldown. Just use that whenever you can. So because that Wall of Charge failed, I ended up using Soul Shape, and then kiting out, and we eventually win this game here. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's about it when it comes to kiting. I wish I could show you guys more examples, but I couldn't really find any great examples on top of my head. But if you guys tune into my stream, like I am constantly kiting. No matter what it is, I'm kiting. If you guys have any other questions about it, let me know in the comments. I'm always down to answer those comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video. And hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.